Which motorcycle should I choose? Should I choose a Road Glide Standard? Should I choose a Road Glide CVO ST? Or should I take the Standard and build it into a custom bagger? In today's video, I'm going to help you decide by answering some of these questions about these motorcycles that's behind me. So, if it's your first time coming to the channel, my name is Tall and this is YouTube channel Traveling Tall, and the channel is about, you guessed it, motorcycles, Harley-Davidson motorcycles. It's usually about test rides, tutorials, product reviews, side-by-side comparisons, engine builds, and traveling, because touring bikes are made for touring, not just for looking at. So in today's video, I'm going to help you decide which bike is right for you by giving you the specs and then showing you what you can do with a standard one, or what you can do with a CVO ST, and what's already on the CVO ST that most people will do to their custom bagger. Make sure you watch the whole video, and thumbs up if you like this video. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to be notified when videos like this become available. So let's get into it. Let's go. By the way, guys, we're standing in front of Bootlegger Harley-Davidson. All these bikes, well, two of these bikes are for sale. That bike is mine, it's not for sale. So if you're interested in a Road Glide or Road Glide CVO ST, give them a call. But first, let's get into this beautiful black, vivid black Road Glide. This is exactly what that bike started out being. Black on black, Harley-Davidson Road Glide. It has, in 2024, they put the 117 on this motorcycle, so it has more horsepower, more torque. 117 used to be just for CVOs back in the day, and then they bumped them up, well, CVOs and STs. Now you got a CVO ST. Used to be just an ST, but anyway, CVOs and STs back in the day now come standard with a 117. You also have a shorter fender than the previous model Road Glides in the 23s. And if you get it blacked out, you got the blacked out forks. You got bigger rotors here than before. I think there were 300 before, now they're 320. So they're a little bit larger, so it gives you better stopping power. You have the smaller engine guards. Now, if you like putting lowers on there, these engine guards will not go, lowers will not go on there. Now, I don't think Harley makes some lowers that will go, that you can put on this bike, but you got to change out those engine guards. So, the blacked out engine guards. The best thing about the new ones, the 24s and up, is liquid cooling. So now you have a liquid cooled 117 cubic inch motorcycle that has a whole lot of power, a whole lot of torque. This bike right here is no slack. It has more power and horsepower than the previous year in 23. And with it being liquid cooled, it takes out a lot of that trouble that you had when you had to sit in traffic or whatever and the bike heated up, and yeah, you don't have to deal with that anymore. Liquid cooling, Harley-Davidson did a fantastic job with that. LED lights, another thing that you get that wasn't on the previous generation. LED lights in the front, LED lights in the rear. They're integrated in the rear, they're integrated in the front. It looks fantastic. So yeah, basically, I don't want to spend a whole lot of time. I made videos on this bike before. So basically, that's what it is. 117, makes decent numbers, about 114 foot-pounds of torque, a little under 100 horsepower here, and it has the best thing about it when they introduced in 24, the full digital display. And I'll show you that later on. I'm not going to show you. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time because I'm trying to get from this bike to that bike to show you the differences. So this is the base model. They don't call them bases anymore. They don't call them standards or whatever. Back in the day, you had a CVO ST. No, I'm sorry. You had a ST, you had a special, you had a CVO, you had all those things. Now, this is Road Glide. This is just a Road Glide right here. Another thing that you used to get was the drop-down bags on the specials, which these bags bow out right here. They have just as much storage space as the extended bags. And in my opinion, they look better than the extended bags. The extended bags back in the day, yeah, they used to look good. But this whole new design, everything just flows, looks fantastic. Right here, you see the inner fairing. There, it is flat black. This is vivid black, that's flat black. Has the, I guess you would say mini 8 bars with the mirrors up on top, right there. And you have your full digital display with integrated miles per hour, speedometer, tach, all that stuff. Everything you need from the navigation, everything will be on this display. You also have your flat black painted speakers there. You see the seat right here, the seat. This is a very comfortable seat, and it's a good looking seat. I think Harley did a good job. This little stitching right there looks cool. Now, even though that this motorcycle is blacked out, as we say, you still have chrome right here under the rocker box cover. Chrome on the fins. All the hardware, chrome right there. And then on this side, you go over here, chrome as well. And then you see the 117. You remember I said something about the liquid cooling? Well, there you go. That's the reservoir for that. And the Harley-Davidson badge, which is a good looking badge. And of course it has right here, Road Glide. It says Road Glide right there. Very nice looking bike. And look at the wheels. Contrast wheels, 19s in the front, 18 in the rear. The drilled rotors right there. 130, 60, 19 in the front. This bike right here, just off the showroom floor, it looks good. You don't have to do anything to change it. The bars on the Road Glide are up higher than the bars on the Street Glide, and they feel really good. Now, what I did, which I'm not saying you should do, but what I did is rolled my bars forward on my standard Road Glide to get me up here just a little bit more. And it felt good for a while. That's what I did at first, and then I made some other changes. But this right here, these handlebars, straight out the box feels good. The seat feels good, but being 6'6", yes, I could be back a little bit more. But for most people, they're gonna love this seat. Streamlined collection on the footboards, the brake. That's the 3 stripes, the Harley-Davidson 3 stripes. I always like that. I don't know, I just always like the 3 stripes. Maybe it's a throwback to Run DMC and Adidas from back in the 80s or whatever, but the 3 stripe collection, I always like that. And that's not even an upgrade, that's just standard that Harley's had on there. And these new grips, compared to the last grips, are fantastic. And my goodness, I thought I was gonna be short on this. And this one has 3 modes: sport, touring, and rain mode. And when I tell you, even though this is supposed to be the standard one, as they say, when you put it in sport mode, it changes the throttle response, and it is extremely peppy when it's in sport mode. Rain mode does exactly what it says: more throttle, it just takes off really slow, so you're not spinning the tire and breaking out, doing a spin out, because you do have a lot of torque at the rear wheel just for a standard stock motorcycle. This is a non-VVT motor, because with the CVOs, the 2025 CVO Road Glide, which I don't have one of them out here, it is a VVT motor. So all 3 I'm showing you today are non-VVT motors. Now, the price tag on this one, I'm not going to quote the price, but check out the base price at harleydavidson.com. But we're going to take a jump to that one right there. And that jumps up with a higher price tag, but you get more things right out the box. So let's go. Now over there, you were good. It was really good. I say better than good, right? But this here has the new paint scheme and everything. You pull up on the scene with this bike, you're gonna draw some attention. This motorcycle is a definite eye catcher. And this one right here has the custom graphics on it, and it really, really pops. So it's a love-hate thing. Most people that see this motorcycle, they said when they saw it online, they hated it. But when they saw it in person, they're like, oh wow, that looks really good. But let's talk about more than just the paint. The paint is upgraded. It's not vivid black. The paint has some metallic in it, so it really shines. It looks fantastic. But we're gonna start with this bike just like we did the other bike. Let's go around this whole motorcycle. First, starting out, you notice the wheels are different. These are the CVO ST wheels. They're still 130, 60, 19s. They look different. They're black, they're not contrast cut. They look fantastic. Then you have the CVO ST rotors. And then the forks are different on this bike than that bike. The forks are inverted forks, so that is more performance driven on this motorcycle. Now, the fender, where that one was just black, this one is carbon fiber, a carbon fiber fender, and it looks really good. And then the windshield right here is the CVO ST windshield. It's a shorter windshield with a little kick up. And I can tell you from experience when I get to that bike that this windshield gives you better protection than that windshield. That windshield is larger than this windshield, but this little flip up right here throws that air up over your head, and it makes a world of difference with this windshield. And it looks better, in my opinion. It has Harley-Davidson right there. That's cool. So that's the front. Yeah, the rotors are different. The brakes are different. Brembo brakes. They are Brembo branded. It's hard to say that, Brembo branded brakes on the CVO ST, but there are Brembo brakes also on the regular Road Glide. They have Brembo brakes on it too. They just don't have the Brembo brand. It just has the bar and shield. So you got better stopping power, and with the inverted front forks, the suspension of it, it feels more rigid, less flex and all that stuff. Down here where you have the engine guards, you have the Harley-Davidson flat out bars. Right here, check those out. Now those look a whole lot sportier than those. You definitely can't put lowers on these. You definitely can't put highway pegs on these unless somebody has done that, which that might be coming pretty soon. You never know, people do stuff all the time. But the highway pegs can't go on this flat out bar right here. But they look good, and they got these little things on the side, these pucks, some people call them skateboard wheels, that's on the side that if the bike tips over, you're not scratching up the engine guard, you can just replace that. So that's nice. Now, here also, you have the 121 high output motor. So you're making more horsepower, you're making more torque, you got more cubic inches than that motorcycle over there, and you got this breather. If you're gonna make more horsepower and more torque, you're gonna need more air in the motorcycle with your 121 cubic inches, so that's why they got this breather that sticks out there, that sucks the air in and makes more power for this motorcycle. The bars on this bike is like a T-bar setup. You have risers with like a motocross style bar on the bike. It's a different look. You're not up here like that. You're in a more of aggressive sport riding position with this bike. And also the front, you know what? Time for me to get the camera off the tripod and show you more of this stuff. See here how the bars are made? You have the risers, they pull back like that. And it's like not 100% a moto bar, but it's kind of a moto style bar right there that you have. You have the carbon fiber here that matches the carbon fiber right here, and they call this raw carbon fiber. And then you have with the graphics, you have the Screaming Eagle with the red eye right there, and it is debadged, and it says Harley-Davidson in paint right there on the tank. You still have a 6-gallon tank, and now where that had chrome, you have red accents right here. On the push rod tubes, you have on the lower rocker box covers right there. Right here, you have red accents, and it is a black chrome, and it looks great on this motorcycle. And another thing, let's go back to this to show you this. You see the frame right here, all right? Look over here. You have the lower fairing that covers that. And some people like that, some people don't. I think it looks really clean. I'm in between that. You know, I'm not 100% sold on it. You'll see on my bike if I have it or not. I'll show you that in just a second. But yeah, 121 motor, making good power. You also have an upgraded oil cap right here. And then the blacked out exhaust heat shields. And then you have the Screaming Eagle titanium mufflers. And they look good. They look fantastic, and they sound better. The sound on this one, the sound on this one's better. And then you have the CVO ST graphic right there. Well, one of the main things here that you'll see is the seat. The material that this is made out of right here, it's like a leather. And then you have, this is like suede. This seat right here is made out of suede and or synthetic suede, and it's a one-up seat because this bike is all about performance. And then you have the passenger area covered with more a carbon fiber rear end cover right there. There's a technical name for it, but I can't think of it. And where you had the 3 stripes over here, right here you have smaller footboards. So if you're going to be into the corners hot, you don't need anything dragging, so you got the smaller footboards right there with the brake pedal to match. And instead of the moto grips, you have a more aggressive style hand grip right here. And I think it looks really good. Another difference that you're going to get is the suspension. You have the suspension on this where it is adjustable. You have to take off the saddlebags and adjust the suspension. Well, over here, you have the rear suspension with these remote reservoirs that you can adjust right here. You see those knobs? You can adjust them right there without taking off the bags. And it gives you, it's an upgraded suspension. It's a better suspension than what's on this bike, what this bike has over here. Same tail lights, on this bike as you have on that. Same style fender. The bags on the CVO ST, they're not locking bags on the CVO ST. On the CVO Road Glide, yes, they have locking bags, but on the ST, it's all about sport, guys. ST, all about sport. So that's a total different look than you're gonna find on your regular Road Glide CVO. But another thing that you're gonna get on this bike is Rockford Falls Gate upgraded audio, and it comes standard with the navigation. The navigation on that motorcycle over there, that needs to be downloaded. This bike comes with the navigation, and it also comes with your different modes. You have on here, you have, let's see if I go through, you have track mode, rain mode, road mode, sport mode, but I'm pretty sure you get some custom modes on that. So that motorcycle has more options than this bike right here. That is the difference between these two motorcycles. They both have some really good options, but this motorcycle has more. Now, so if you're looking for an upgraded suspension, more horsepower, and a more custom premium look, the CVO, oh, and a better ride feel with the way the bars are and the suspension and upgraded brakes and better looking wheels, in my opinion, that's the way to go. And it has a better sound right out the box. So now, hopefully that helps you make your decision. But I want to throw one more in the mix of everything. So I had to move some bikes around, guys. I moved the Road Glide Standard over here, which is not called a standard. Do not go into the dealership asking for a standard. But that's what most people call it because that is the base model Road Glide. But this is my 2024 Harley-Davidson Road Glide, which is the same as the 2025. It started out looking just like this bike here. This is how I got it off the showroom floor, just like this. And now it looks like this. So real quick, we'll go over some stuff. Even though I did this in a video recently, we'll make it fast on this. So we have the 19-inch wheels. Harley-Davidson has these wheels in their performance catalog. These are Harley-Davidson Fugitive wheels. Real nice wheels. They have this whole thing where the wheels are made like this and they kind of turn like that. That looks really cool. I have CVO rotors, but I went with the upgraded Öhlins front suspension. This front suspension right here got rid of that there, which before I had that suspension with the Öhlins drop down fork tubes in it, and they worked really good, but the full front end Öhlins suspension is miles ahead of any of the suspension that you can have just drop down inserts in. This thing changed the game on how this motorcycle handles. It handles like a sport bike now. So, well, handles like a sport bike, doesn't have the lean angle of a sport bike. So before anybody says that, not even close, right? So anyway, this motorcycle here, it looks like, I feel like it has shortened up the wheelbase because the way the rake is, you have to change out the forks, the triple tree, and later on, I went and changed out the handlebars and risers, and I'll show you that in just a second. But this windshield is the same windshield on that CVO ST right there. It is vivid black, the same color, didn't paint it or anything, no custom paint. It does not have the lower spoiler like on that CVO, or lower fairing like that CVO, but it does have the flat out bars. Change those bars for these bars. And then you see this breather right here. This is a heavy breather from Harley-Davidson. You can get it from Screaming Eagle. And now the motor started out as a 117, it's a 128, making 160 plus horsepower, 150 plus foot-pounds of torque. Zippers Performance 552 cam, Redshift cam, Thunder Max tuner, D&D 2-in-1 exhaust. And it used to have a 2-in-1 and the 2 exhaust over there. And to be honest with you, the exhaust on the Harley-Davidson Standard was a dummy pipe. Well, it wasn't really a dummy pipe, it just didn't really flow all that well on the left side. So now this is a 2-in-1 exhaust. Same saddlebag, same tank, same everything, but I put, now let me get it off here and show you. I put the KST T-bars on here. You see that, KST Customs? So the KST risers and their T-bars and Avon grips. So the bars are up kind of high, right? But not, they look almost like that on the regular Road Glide. but they're definitely higher and more of a T-bar style than on the CVO. While we're over here at the CVO, I'll show you the colored match inner fairing, coming standard from Harley, and then I'll show you the inner fairing, painted inner fairing from the fairing exchange that I had installed on the bike to match it. Because if you didn't have it this way, it would look this way. But one thing that this one has that the CVO doesn't even have is the color match up here. That's painted. And then all that with this. You know, when you change out those bars, you have to get, it changes a whole lot of things. So now you see the forks are adjustable, so you can see them right there. And right here, it had this cap. So when you change out those forks, you have to get this new cap right here that has the hole in it to make them adjustable. Now, when I had the drop-in cartridges, I had upgraded and got the that same cap with the little hole in it to make them adjustable. But these right here, it came in the Harley-Davidson kit with that. So the mirrors I turned upside down. You can see the mirrors that way. I turned the mirrors upside down on this one. The exhaust is a D&D exhaust, 2-in-1. Right here, it's carbon fiber. You can see that. And right here, you can see that's shiny black, gloss black, matches the heads. The rocker box covers. It looks nice. All the accents right there. And that is gloss black. And you have the carbon fiber caps on the Screaming Eagle, which looks really good. The suspension in the rear is the ULANZI suspension. And the ULANZI suspension is a better suspension than what they have on the CVO ST. But the CVO ST suspension is a better suspension than they have on the Road Glide standard. Harley-Davidson badge, so it's not painted, same Harley-Davidson badge right there. And then you have your chrome accents here. And that was chrome, or was it chrome? Yeah, it was chrome. And I had that powder coated, these push rod tubes powder coated. Yeah. Oh, seat, my seat, since I am 6'6", I needed more room. So this seat right here is the LaPera Daddy long legs tail whip seat that I put on the bike. And you can see this seat, this is a good looking seat. That seat would look fantastic on this bike. And that's what this seat looks like on that bike. So guys, at the end of the day, in my opinion, if you want to know which motorcycle should you choose the CVO ST, or should you choose a Road Glide and build it into the bike that you want, or just leave it standard? It depends on where you want to go with it. Some people even take a Road Glide CVO ST and build it into something like this, and some people just leave it alone. Some people leave those completely alone and ride the bike. It depends on what type of rider you are. I know that I like to get kind of hot and heavy into the twisties. I like to have a whole lot of horsepower and torque, and you know, on occasionally take it to the drag track and stuff like that. So that's why I built this motorcycle for, and I just like the looks of it. And this bike right here starts off with more, but it has a heftier price tag as well. If you look at it this way, when you build these motorcycles, and it's just my opinion, when you build these motorcycles, that motorcycle will have a higher book value at the end of the day because of all the stuff that it comes with standard. But that motorcycle right there, if you look at the savings by buying that and building it and making it custom fit for yourself, that's the route that I went. CVOs are great. CVOs are fantastic bikes. Everybody that has them, loves them, loves them, and they customize those CVOs too. But with the savings that I have for just the standard bike, I can turn it into something, you know, like this. Make it the bike that has your style, your taste, and it fits you. You can start over there with doing it and kind of leapfrog everybody and get ahead of the game by going over there. Or you can start from the base and just really get into it and make the bike your own. But at the end of the day, you see where I went. I went with the standard and turned it in to what I want it to be. Never owned a CVO. If I did own a CVO, it would definitely be the Road Glide CVO ST, which is a fantastic bike and a good platform that has most of the things that most people are going to put on it anyway when they're building a performance backer. You're starting off with more horsepower, more torque, and a sleeker, lighter, cooler looking bagger right here. But for me, the win today goes to the standard Road Glide. All right, guys. So hopefully you like this video. Put in the comment section below. Let me know what you did or what you're going to do and how you feel about the CVO ST versus the standard Road Glide. So let me know if you have one, which bike you have, and why you decided to go that route. And if you don't have one, let me know which way you're leaning toward. All right, guys, so I'm gonna end this video here. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more like it, please subscribe. I want to thank everybody for watching. More videos coming soon. I got a great ride video coming real soon for you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Keep gliding, and as always, have a blessed day.